Okay, good day everyone. Okay, I hope everything is, the settings are okay. So we'll be starting it soon. Okay, as you all know, this project is called the Bennett project, and basically it's a cryptocurrency and yeah, a crypto coin or a cryptocurrency, and it was recently introduced into the cryptocurrency space at last year, December, and this YouTube live video is just to make sure the algorithm and other people to know about this project and to understand about it and see the advantages it brings to everyone. So that's why we're doing this. So I'm going over the explanation like I said before, and sooner or later there will be probably a new file which will be reconfigured. Other than this, because most of the things here seems almost outdated because some of them are making reference to future situations which right now are already on they're already up and running. So we need to generally we'll be able to furnish this. But now we'll also treat this file again, even if we've done it numerous times, we'll do it again. Yeah, so let's go on. The Bennett project. Okay, now the first subtopic says a bit of history, so telling you how it all came about, what inspired it, and information about the origin of this Bennett coin and what inspired the CEO in general. When I mean the CEO is the one that actually brought the idea of this, that's why he's the CEO. So basically what inspired him to bring this, where did he get the stories and information about this from? So I know this is not a very detailed history or historical recording of what happened during the invention of this currency, but with this you can be able to get ideas of why and how and the things this currency was able to do and influence its society. This might be confusing to understand, so I'll just read it. This paragraph says, during the reign of Constantine the Great, the Roman Empire was in a deep economic crisis. Constantine the Great solved the problem of the economic crisis by carrying out a set of measures to reform the monetary system of the Roman Empire and introducing a new currency, which is the solid. And the essence of this solid was related to its high quality and constant changeable weight, which made it possible to exchange these coins for any other, as well as non-ferrous metals, primarily gold. In today's understanding, the solid acted as a kind of gold standard. Okay, first of all, during the reign of Constantine, there was an economic crisis which was caused by probably a disadvantageous event. But that aside, okay, there was an economic crisis, and Constantine, being the ruler of Rome at that time, he had to introduce a solution, and he was able to introduce a solution. He introduced a new monetary system. Under that, he introduced a new currency, which is called the solid. So basically, it's known as gold solid, or can be known as the solid also. And it says over here that the essence of the solid was related to its high quality and unchangeable weight, yeah, constant unchangeable weight, which made it possible to exchange these coins for any other, as well as non-ferrous metals, primarily gold. So this solid was able to maintain its weight. So it was this kind of metal that it was this kind of object that whatever thing it has, whatever features it has from the first discovery, it's going to remain like that for a very, very long time. And with this, with a lot of abilities to maintain its standard and features, it was able to solve the monetary system, the monetary problem actually of Rome at that time. Let's read on and see some other features of the solid or the good solid. The name solid comes from the Latin word solidus, which means solid, durable, and massive. It was the strength of the solid that was the result of the fact that the solid was the main monetary unit of Rome, and later Byzantium for 700 years. Byzantium was, I think, the other name, a new name which was later called Constantine. Okay, I think it was Rome, then the place which Constantine was ruling was called Constantinople, and later called Byzantium. For 700 years afterwards, they were also using the gold solid, as a means of payment and transactions in the entire country at that time. And due to the high standard which remained almost unchanged until the fall of Constantinople, solid had a significant impact on the minting of gold coins in neighboring countries. Okay, obviously can be seen because it's really small. Okay. In addition to currencies expressed in paper documentary form, that is ordinary modern money, there are also cryptocurrencies. Okay, now we have briefly about cryptocurrencies. briefly. Today, although gold has a certain value, but from the point of view of modern economic theory, it is only an additional tool that ensures the stability of the economy. The reforms of Constantine the Great are a kind of prototype for the creation of modern cryptocurrencies. At the World Economic Forum in 2016, the complete displacement of paper money by cryptocurrencies was predicted. Many researchers note that this process is in some way irreversible. Cryptocurrency is strong because it does not depend much on the global economy. Cryptocurrency cannot be stolen, devalued, or denominated by a state decree. A modern cryptocurrency is in some way a solid that meets modern economic requirements. So I'll explain from the top. Over here we have the forms of Constantine the Great are a kind of prototype for the creation of modern cryptocurrencies. So basically, cryptocurrency has a lot of features relating to the gold standard, which was created in Constantine's time. So there are a lot of similarities between the cryptocurrency and the solid. And also, the next part I was talking about the research that was taken in 2016, being able to discover that in future, less people will use the paper money which we use, like the dollar bills and the bills which we use in our various countries. It will become less used, which we are also in today. You want to make a transaction, you just have to have the number of your card and just as that's how it goes. Even with the price of cryptocurrency to be faster than the bank card because cryptocurrency has a lot of advantages, has a lot of decentralized platforms. So basically, you don't have to always worry about security every time because the blockchain is running on its own effect. And also, it was able to discover that, as I was explaining, the paper money will be less used. Why? One of the reasons says here, okay, cryptocurrency cannot be stolen, devalued, or denominated by state decree. So basically, a lot of factors cannot affect. They say that out of 100%, 98% of all factors in a particular country cannot affect cryptocurrency because cryptocurrencies are independent. When the global economy of a particular country, let's say one of the European countries, for instance, and there's a currency, there's the Bitcoin. Definitely, for instance, if there's a main headquarter or something in that particular country, there will be any effect that can affect it. That's why it says already that cryptocurrency does not. Cryptocurrency is strong because it does not depend much on the global economy. So that would much simply mean there's a part of the cryptocurrency that actually depends on the economy, but not the larger part of it, not the advantageous part of it. So what that simply means, cryptocurrency still moves even when the economy looks like it's going at a slow pace. Cryptocurrency still moves even if it looks like it isn't. It's still moving. With patience, we can always see the changes it has and on the goes. So that's the main difference. If it was to be in a solution of the country's currency, it's going to be a very different situation because every single thing that happens to the economy of the country will definitely affect the currency of that country. You see, even the price of things of goods and basic amenities people get in their house become expensive, like bulbs, water, what else? Different things like breads for breakfast and things just skyrocket in price, and because of the presence of the economy in the country. So that's very different to speaking about the cryptocurrency. Things like that won't affect the cryptocurrency because the cryptocurrency moves at the pace of the country. So that's understood. Now let's bring in some products here. So, future of cryptocurrencies. The modern world is facing an unprecedented level of profitability crisis related to coronavirus infections, which continues to this day. The pandemic will end, but the world community must inevitably solve the problems associated with the restoration of the global financial system. Like I explained before an economic crisis, there's usually a bad event. Like, yes, a bad event. Something that is not totally advantageous to humans. That it doesn't bring profit and advantages to humans. Like it's basically something that comes as destruction or something that comes as a bad event in general. I think bad events is generally understood by anyone. So basically, what it was saying, he said that the world is what it's saying actually says that the world is facing a unprecedented level of unpredictability crisis. So we as humans living on Earth, we face unpredicted crises like every day. And he's saying we can't really predict this, but what do we do when this happens? Speaking financial on the financial aspect, so what do we do about our finances after things like this? That's what brings us to this one here, another heading saying the future of cryptocurrencies. So now the solution says one of the solutions to such problems is the development of the cryptocurrency market and the widespread introduction of the ability to pay with it in a variety of countries, both in cash or digital money. States cannot but take such a step, otherwise they will become disconnected from the world economy. So as the world goes away, simply saying introduction of the cryptocurrency market, like every means of payment should be on the cryptocurrency platform. The world should adopt this new form, like instead of the traditional digital payment or cash to cash payment, the world should adopt the cryptocurrency market, and it's definitely it's going to boost the economy because cryptocurrency has a lot of advantages, both in speed, durability, decentralization. It has a lot of advantages. So, with the price of cryptocurrencies in a particular country widespread and everyone adapting to it and using it, we can be able to see how the economy will move with speed. But definitely there are going to be disadvantages because we're not very perfect. The cryptocurrency will be able to solve a lot of problems. To read if we analyze the history of Solid, we can see that this coin has long been the main one not only in Europe but also in Asia, and its importance in many ways predicts the immediate development of financial systems not only in Rome but also in other countries. The main idea in this case is to increase reinforcement and confidence in a particular currency. It is the cryptocurrency that acts as an innovative tool that can not only stop inflation but also provide an unprecedented increase in cost. So as the world goes, it doesn't just cryptocurrencies doesn't just stop inflation in the country. They don't. Their job. Sorry, their job is not just to stop the inflation in the country. It's also to provide increase in cost to anyone who is the user. Okay. The modern financial system is a model of relationships based on trust. Okay, based on trust. The history of the modern fiat money began in 1347 in Florence. It was the year of the outbreak of the Black Plague. So, like I said, there's always a bad event before the economic crisis. Okay, wait, no, it was the year of the outbreak of the Black Plague. This was the beginning of the economic crisis. With the economic crisis, together of which people had to reform the monetary system and create a new type of money, which is fiat. Fiat money, which is from the Latin word proclamation and permission. Fiat money simply means, as the word goes, proclamation and permission is like the ability for a particular official or officer to dictate how much of a particular bill or currency is printed in the country. So let's say there's a man, he has the ability to dictate that. Sorry, I'm using a man, but it's usually a man. So let's say, for instance, the person in the office says he wants, due to a lot of information he must have gotten about the country, it's definitely unofficial. Let's say he has gotten information about population, and he's gotten information about the people's need, he has gotten information about the goods and services coming from the traders in the country. It's gotten information about importations and exportations in the country. And combining many of those factors, it can be able to say, okay, we come back to a result and we decided to print this amount of money, like say $100 bills, for instance. We're going to print 1,000,000 copies of the $100 bill. This is someone's job, like literally someone's job. And this is like under the old concept of fiat money. So this was literally introduced in 1347 in Florence due to the economic crisis caused from the Black Plague. So as we go on, we're able to understand that there's usually an economic crisis that causes a new form of monetary system to solve it. Okay, it was during the years of the Ethiopia epidemic that society agreed with the proclamation of the status of paper money as a means of payment. The production of paper claims was turned into a business whose name is seigniorage. So this fiat money, when production of paper claims, is literally now a business, and we understand the business over here. Okay, get smaller a little. So basically, this is like a machine, as you can see, it's bringing money. Now, what's seigniorage? As it was said over here, that the production of paper claims has turned into a business whose name is seigniorage. So now, what's seigniorage? Seigniorage is an income received by the issuer of money on the right of ownership. The seigniorage business consisted of minting coins from the customer's materials, where as payment for the work performed, the senior kept part of the material for himself. Centuries later, the spiral of history is making a new turn, and once again, the world is facing an epidemic that has caused a global crisis of confidence in the established institutions of power and financial institutions over the centuries. Now, this brings us to the topic. What's been talking about the main thing, the main aim of this video, actually. So now, what is Bennett playing in all this what we're talking about? What's the role he's playing? So now what's Bennett? And when it comes to economics, it is necessary to turn to when it comes to economics, it is necessary to turn to the experiences of our ancestors without repeating their mistakes and taking as a basis the best that our predecessors are. It is for this reason that we want to remember the legacy of Constantine the Great and present the Bennett project. So as we've been saying, the solid has been a legacy for many cryptocurrencies. Literally all cryptocurrencies, because okay, I wouldn't want to say all cryptocurrencies, I would say the blockchain in general, because the blockchain has the containment of the cryptocurrency, so it has been the expression of the blockchain being able to solve inflation in the country. Because it's like the revival of the solid coin, because the concept wasn't really taken all over the world. Only some other continents and countries adopted it. So now it's re-implemented into our modern world, but in a different format, not the form which we can literally touch and feel and see how it is. But this is going to be on the virtual space, and this is not just going to be a cryptocurrency as cryptocurrency. The stereotypical knowledge of it is like keeping it, let it increase in price and selling it for something. But this is totally different. It can actually work like that, but it's going to be for that means of payment. It's going to mean means for stopping inflations. It means for profit making. It means for you to keep your information. Though I'm going too far in that, but you see as we read on, it's going to be more widely spread than we ever think about it. If you're reading on, Bennett operated from the word benediction. It's a project to revive in the virtual space, the equivalent of a gold solid. I explained that before, like the gold solid is during the Constantine's time, and Bennett is like in this present generation. And it says it's the virtual space, so that's the main difference. The virtual space. Okay. Which has become a prototype of modern reserve currencies used worldwide as a benchmark for the value of money. Bennett is a peer-to-peer network with its own blockchain. Blockchain is used to store data. Blockchain is used to store data, the format of which allows you to securely store recorded information about any event created in a cryptographic application. So basically, this is the ability for you to be able to store information with the help of Bennett coins. And as you go on, you can be able to understand how you can get the coins, how you can use the coins for transactions, how you can be able to use these coins to buy space and convert your informations from, it can be PDF, it can be MP3, it can be MP4, and convert these informations to Bennett hash files. So moving on, Bennett is a decentralized cryptocurrency with an environmentally friendly mining method for each owner. The consensus of the decentralized network and the integrity of the blockchain are achieved thanks to advanced developments. Now, this is a bit about the blockchain. And if you don't know POTS, actually means proof-of-timestake. It's funny I'm just knowing about that now. Okay, a little about blockchain. As with other cryptocurrencies, the Bennett database is built and stored in a linked series of blocks known as the blockchain. I'm trying to size this. Great. The advanced algorithm proof-of-timestake is an impeccable implementation of the age of coin concept, which is resistant to all possible attacks on the blockchain in order to falsify transactions and generate new coins. In the proof-of-timestake model used by Bennett, network security is regulated by nodes that have a share of coins in the network. So basically, one of the things that regulates the Bennett security is nodes or are nodes. So we'll start at nodes. So can just go straight to it. Bennett network nodes do not issue coins as a result of creating blocks, but only determine the rate of generation of new coins for accounts involved in maintaining the operation of the decentralized network, for which they receive commissions for transactions recorded in the blocks they created. So now what are nodes exactly? The Bennett network node is any device that Bennett network node is any device that contributes a transaction or block data to the network. Any device with Bennett software is treated as a node. So your phone can be as a node. If you have Bennett software, you operate it, so your phone is a node, and it all regulates with the Bennett security and Bennett network. So over here we have what's the Bennett network, or about the Bennett network. Bennett network has remained decentralized since its inception, and as the numbers of users grow, it becomes more and more decentralized. So basically, it's already decentralized. But the more people begin to understand the decentralization of this coin and use it, and I think how do I say, evolve. The more it evolves, more people in it, and more businesses and companies all of it becomes more and more decentralized. Bennett uses an eco-friendly mining system in which each coin is a virtual mining farm with a differentiated generation rates depending on whether the account provides generation blue blocks in the blockchain chain or not. That was first. Okay, now talking about how it works. Okay, this is talking about the mining aspect of the Bennett. Okay, before I do this, I'll check the comment section. Okay, let's continue. Okay, what speaking about how does the mining aspect of Bennett work? Hmm. Eco-friendly mining with Bennett is performed in two states, which is soft mining and the hard mining. The soft mining is a software method for generating new coins with an account balance available to each coin only using a private access key. So the private access key is as the word goes. It's private only to the users. Only the users know. The user of the account should know its private access key for safety reasons. In situations where you misplace your device, for instance, you can actually use the private access key to restore your wallet. Okay, now talking about soft money. Soft money methods for generating new coins with an account balance available to each coin. So basically, I explained that Bernard has the ability to mine coins. So you have a particular number of coins, particular number I say. So it begins to mine, like adds to it, like begins to add day by day a particular amounts depending on the percentage rate. You understand this percentage rate as we read on. So this is soft mining aspect. Now the hardware aspect has to do with the hard mining aspect has to do with the soft mining or the software method and the hardware method combined. So the hardware method has to do with a machine specifically for uh, running up to date running an up to date copy of the blockchain and synchronizing it with the network as the word says. Okay, I read what the hard mining is. It says it's a software method and hardware. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is a software method and hardware method of mining coins, specialized equipment which stores an up-to-date copy of the blockchain and is synchronized. Sorry. Sorry about that. Okay, I go again. The hard mining is a software and hardware method of mining coins using specialized equipment that stores an up-to-date copy of the blockchain and is synchronized with the general network to participate in the generation of new blocks. The Bernard eco-friendly mining is a perfect patent-protected tool for promotion and popularization, allowing you to establish links with blockchain fixation according to the principles of multi-level marketing. It was created on the basis of time-tested technologies and businesses developing on the basis of network structures and other cryptocurrencies. The main advantages of Bernard eco-friendly mining is reliable protection against interference in the mining mechanism and its absolute transparency. All users can track the number of coins mined in real time. Now, what is this Bernard coin for? What are you getting it for? Because the normal knowledge of knowing of cryptocurrencies that people know is just making profit. So now what else can this Bernard coin do? This brings us to the topic Bernard. So let's go on. We understand the importance of decentralized databases, which are usually called blockchain, and we had an idea. We try to combine the reliability and security of the classic cryptocurrency, as well as the advantages of hash functions, the use of which is in demand in various spheres of human life, for which we created the Bernard crypto application. Bernard is a decentralized platform for storing important or interesting events taking place in people's lives. Bernard is a native application that allows you to sign any event, incident, state with accurate time recording and hashtag of the event. All events are stored in a cryptographically protected blockchain database running in a peer-to-peer network and Java environment. Okay, now this is the main point, but you will understand that Bernard is a means for you to store information on the Bernard blockchain or the Bernard blockchain. So now this is the main information on how to keep it or how to keep information. So Bernard coins are used as fuel to upload Bernard files to the blockchain. We have implemented the environmentally friendly way of mining coins for burning coins efficiently. To upload files, the use of bonds coins in the proportion of 10 Bernard coins for 1 KB of information recorded in the block limited to 2 MB. So basically, as it says, Bernard coins are fuel. So for your Bernard to work, you have to have Bernard coins. So that's what it means by the fuel. So to activate your Bernard platform, you use Bernard coins. Another it says 10 Bernard coins are equivalent to 1 KB. So and over here we have a block limited to 2 MB. So there's I usually explain, or I'll just give you a straightforward explanation. So to store information to Bernard, all all storage mediums are divided into blocks. Divided into blocks, and these blocks have the ability to contain 2 MB respectively. 2 MB information as a maximum respectively, and the conversion is 10 Bernard coins to 1 KB. So as the time goes on, when this application will be launched, there will be a means which you can be able to put. Okay, let's say I want to store a picture of 6 MB, so you just put 6 MB and it automatically gives you a conversion in Bernard coins on how much you can be able to keep on the platform. Now the blockchain solution, we have Bernard. Bernard is the first public blockchain repository, the use of which is required in many areas of the real economy. Scope of application. Already in 2024, we will release an application for free access which we'll be able to use for notaries for duplicating registers with signatures and participants. I have administration for photographing accidents with instant uploading of instant photos to the blockchain. And others for signing contracts with the possibility of publicly requesting data from the Bernard blockchain. Now this are the main one, because I think the two of them now are out on the Bernard blockchain, the Bernard also on the Bernard 6. So now I'll give you the explanation of what are these two concepts on the Bernard under the Bernard actually. So now we have Bernard 6, which is to protect against the unfounded accusations of harassment. So usually you have harassment and allegations against men and sometimes against women, but not very common. So against men, and these accusations are usually sexual allegations, and most times we usually support the person and the woman who looks like she's the victim or might be the victim, because most times it's a true situation and sometimes it can also be a false situation. Maybe someone's actually playing false witness. But that aside, the Bernard 6, the main aim of this, actually not that much aside because it's actually related. So the main aim of the Bernard 6 is to actually fight that situation of allegations, because when two partners come together and put the information on the Bernard 6, whether they want it public or private, in future when the situations like allegations come to, there will be proof that this couple actually had nothing or none of the couple members of this union actually had anything to do with someone external because their information have been kept on the Benedash, and whatever steps they have taken has been kept there, either private or publicly. But I'm sure it will be kept private because it has to be kept private since it's a communion between two people. So it's just how all things are work. It doesn't need too much explanations. Okay, now speaking about the Benedash, Auto Bennett. For those that want to set speed records, let's say there's a racer who wants to set a record of how much he covered in a particular time. Can be able to keep his information on the Benedash. A car having an accident can be able to keep information on the Benedash. A car needing repair can be able to keep the information on the Benedash. And even the day you bought the car, the day you did the papers, the day you got the car, the day you did wash the car, all this information can easily be kept. And this can be for safety reasons, like you want to have detailed evidence of things that has happened in a particular season. This is the help that Benedash can present. Now speaking about the World Chronicle events. But the most important application of our technology is something that's not yet close to the market, which is the World Chronicle events. I usually explain this as one thing which is known as the business weather. Business weather, yeah. That some business cannot operate in some part of the world. Like there are a lot of reasons and factors that fight against it. I usually give you like the coffee example. We know that Europeans love coffee. All over the world. You must have seen them in movies, which have been in European countries, or I don't think Asian do love coffee. Some of them actually. Some love tea. I think they're literally different things. Some Asians, like I can say, 80% of Asians, they really evolved into teas. Like tea is gotten literally from herbs, like green herbs. They want to burn it right now and melt, put them in warm water and take the water away, and that's what they drink literally. But talking about the Europeans, they usually take coffee. Coffee is it's like a seed which they actually grind together and stuff. I don't know how it actually works, but I know there's a it's a seed which they usually make to bring out the coffee tea. So it's another form of tea. But let's say a company that does coffee, for instance, the company cannot decide to just go to one country in Africa and just open the company. There's every possibility that company will not flourish in Africa because Africa is not the country that really patronizes coffee. They are a country that patronizes tea. Another form of tea, not the leaf tea or the coffee. They patronize the one we know in Africa as the milk and the chocolate, which is very popular in Africa. Almost everyone in Africa knows about this. And the real difference, which is known as the business weather, is not everywhere your business can work. But we have over here is saying that the most important part about technology is something that's not yet close to the market. In other words, it's totally different from many businesses. It's a world chronicle events. This is a chronicle written by people who speak different languages, profess different religions, and live in different parts of the globe. So what it's simply saying is every single person on earth, on this world, in this world actually, can be able to participate in this project because the phone is going to be able to see their similarities in this. As far as they have internet connection, obviously, they'll be able to internet connection and devices for technology also. They'll be able to have their own impact on this. So this is what it means by the word chronicle events. After all, the most important thing is memory. The past, the past is the beginning of the whole present. The future is impossible without the past. With our application, you will have the opportunity to upload events important to your family to the data warehouse, be it photos, videos, or documents. And thus, in 100 or 200 years, your descendants will easily be able to learn everything about you, see what you were, and therefore remember you always, in fact, giving you immortality. After all, many persons remembered is immortal. And this is the beauty of the blockchain. Your events will not disappear anywhere because they are stored on a million devices around the world. This way, you definitely leave your mark on the world chronicle. With the help of Bennett Ash, the past, present, and future of you and your family has exists, and will always exist. Now, just run through this page. You will see how to get the coins and get it. You can download it on your Google Play Store. But to get the coins, I sent the link to the comment section. Or you can just go to Bennett 1 underscore, but I'll just give it to Zoom so you can see. I don't want to, okay, I will say at Bennett 1. 1 is not in numbers. It's not the number, it's letter like BENEDONE underscore then bot, which is BOT. So at Bennett, the B is uppercase and the rest in lower cases. For those who actually understand this, so you can read it well. Okay, that's how to get the coin. Okay, going to the next page. Now talking about the mining, I was explaining that your coin mining at a particular percentage. So what law backs this up? So over here, I'll just go straight. For this one, it's like a normal account. We have the basic speed of an eco-friendly soft mining without. Remember we talked about soft mining before. So this is what soft mining is without a complicated coefficient. So basically, for instance, your wallet you have less than 1 Bitcoin. Let's say 0.05 Bitcoins. It goes on and on, but just give you an approximation. Let's say you have 0.05 Bitcoins. You'll be mining at 1%. In other words, your coin will be increasing by 1% gradually. And yes, there's a number at which they increase in a day. So if you have from 1 billion coin to 10,000 billion coins, your coin will be moving at 0.25%. And if you have from 10,000 billion coins to 100,000 billion coins, you'll be mining at 0.5%. And you see that the maximum of this 100,000, sorry, 100,000. The reason is to avoid inflation, because when it gets to this amount, the accounts begin to decrease in amount. So what do you do to this? So you see that there's a point here says the maximum number of coins that can be mined in one section does not exceed 10,000 billion, and upon reaching 100,000 billion, the account stops mining until the balance decreases. So that, as I explained before. Okay, now what do you do about that? You create an affiliated wallet. It says where the equivalent of acceleration of coin mining from affiliated wallets in 10 generations. Affiliated wallets simply mean you made the first wallet, then you made the second wallet. The first amount of Bennett coin or the first Bennett coin you sent to your second wallet will be from the first wallet. You made the third wallet. This first Bennett coin you sent to your second wallet will be from there. So the first Bennett coin you sent to your third wallet will be from the second wallet. And all you just have to do is do that from 1 to 10. So basically your 10th wallet gets the first Bennett coin, not from someone sending it, but from your 9th wallet. So basically, you can be sending it to each other so that they can be able to transfer it to each other. And automatically, it just seems like a chain connecting all the same wallets together, making them affiliated wallets and affiliated accounts. So that's how you can be able to distribute your money or your Bennett coin in those wallets when they get to this maximum. So, what is the advantage? So let's say altogether you have from 100,000 Bennett coin to a million Bennett coin. You'll be mining at 0.5, you know the maximum here was 0.5, so you can 0.5 times 1.2 or multiply by 1.2. The answer it gives you, in other words, you'll be mining at that percentage. Let me give you a very accurate number by using a calculator. So we say 1.2 multiplied by 0.5, and the answer is 0.6. So you'll be mining at 0.6%, and let's say that 1.5 this time. To 1.5 this time, you mining at 0.75%, and now let's say 1.8, which is the one I saw sometime ago, mine at 0.9%. In other words, that person had about 100 million Bitcoin coins. So sorry, from 10 million Bennett coins to 100 million Bennett coins, and with that amount altogether, the person was mining at 0.9, which will be moving very fast. And now the highest over here, according to the stable, is 2. So basically, if you have from 100 million Bennett coins and over, you'll be mining at 2, you mine at 1% actually. You sound small, right? You mine at 1%, according to that, how it seems here. 2.5 times 2. I think that should be faster, but why is 1% here? That needs an answer. Okay, mine at 1% according to the multiplication. Okay, that's the explanation for that. Okay, this table is just giving you like what happens if you have this amount, which I can explain. So basically, if you have 85,000 Bennett coins, so that would be under this table, 85,000 Bennett coins. So under 85, let me see. Yes, under this place. So you mine at 0.5. So that's what it says here. It says 0.5 per day over here. So basically, if you have 85,000 in your wallet, for instance, in a day you will be added 4 to 5 Bennett coins, and in a month 12,750. That's just explanation. So here it is very simple. Maintaining a constant amount balance in the account balance in the account from 10,000 to 100,000 coins. The issue will be 0.5% per day. To apply the acceleration factor 1.2, you will need to create a second block of 10 accounts sequentially, thus increasing the rate of issue of 10 accounts with the first block by 20%. Now, roadmap is information on things that has happened to this Bennett project. Number 1, to date, the following tasks has been completed. So, number 1, blockchain was launched on the 19th of December 2021, which was last year, and it was pretty recent. It's pretty recent actually. Number 2, we have started to responsibly implement the memorandum described in the document section of our paper. Number 3, our own wallet for Android devices has already been developed. Right now, there's no iOS version, which is under development, and it is developed and published, which is in use. And number four, on July 7, 2022, the exchange trading of the Bennett cryptocurrency began on the exchange x.com. Number five, in the very near future, the wallet will appear in the App Store. Number six, on August 16, 2022, a grand event took place. The company Soldo Constant Limited has completed the purchase and merger of the company Beyond Limited. And okay, the point here says, no, not the point actually, talking about BNP. The company BNP Limited is a pioneer in the field of software development, data processing, as well as other activities in the field of information technology. Okay, we're approaching the end of the conclusion of this. So I just read the Bennett philosophy. Bennett is not only a cryptocurrency, it's also a philosophy, and not even what I said. A real cryptocurrency cannot have decayed value, so Bennett is worth nothing. The main advantage of our project is its absolute openness and transparency for users, which is confirmed by the absolute transparency and openness and transparency for users, which is confirmed by the history of its transactions. Each wallet owner is an issuer, respectively. The more people use it, the more reliable and durable the project is. Currently, we're making every effort to make our project interesting in various countries of the world. We hope that our concept of seigniorage, which will later be used to upload events to Bennett, will be of interest to many. In order to become an ambassador, just go to the site, which is, we'll say about that. Or you can just go to say Bennett.cc in the browser, and it takes you to the site or the website. Then you can go to the menu bar and look for the ambassadors option. Over there, you can register and become an ambassador in your country and introduce people more to it and show them the advantages that Bennett brings with it. Okay, my point says perhaps the most important plus of our Bennett platform is that there's no censorship here. There is only the truth here. You will not be able to delete or retouch a photo or event. You will not be able to change the document that you upload, and that's fine, to allow you to remain real, natural, and sincere. Sincerity has magnetism and is always felt by people. Sincere interest is always rewarded. A smile will always be answered. Sincerity allows you to feel at full capacity. It allows you to show natural individuality and make people close in spirit. Together we are always stronger, and join us in the blessing of Constantine the Great come with us. Now the words of the CEO, Boris Bartolo, he says, or he said, it seems to me that we have come up with something that's not even close to the market. We have come up with, let's call it, for example, the word chronicle of events. And this is a chronicle written by people who speak different languages, profess different religions, and live in different parts of the globe. The lead manager is Igor Krushanov, and the founder of Soldo Constant LTD, which we talked about, is Dmitry Sokolov. Now, the contact which I was talking about, Bennett.cc is the website. There's the phone number. There's email address. And now the conclusion. Benediction. Nothing can stop us anymore because the brand is not important. Words are not important. Components are not important. Only one thing is important: unification. The more of us, the stronger we are, and we are together. And the blessing of Constantine is with us. Thank you for staying with us to the end of this. So this will be bringing us to the end of this live meeting. So if you have any questions, this will be the best time to ask them before we conclude this meeting. So if there's any questions, at least a minute will be better. So yeah, waiting. Okay, that brings us to the end of this meeting. So good night to everyone. We'll have to see when we don't see each other, but I just hope that we can be on the next live meeting. Probably with time we'll be able to make a new file and bring new information to the public. And also try to share it. Stay safe. Good night.